we'll get right after this. We do have a couple of additions to the agenda. Case items under F is going to be additions 2 and 3. Approved MOU with Vera McKinnon and bid recommendations for airport SRE roof project. Just need a motion to close the agenda.
Approve
Okay.
and close.
Okay, second? Second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. On to the consent agendas. We've got city council minutes, special city council minute meetings of April 18th, 2023, regular city council minute meetings of April 10th, 2023, minutes of boards and commissions, E.O. Wilson Trust Fund Committee meeting minutes of April 11th, 2023, Park and Recreation Advisory Board meeting minutes of April 5th, 2023, Heron Lake Watershed Board of Directors meeting minutes of March 15th, 2023. And we've got city council business. We've got case item dock permits. We've got application for temporary on-sale liquor license. Okabena Windsurfers, application to block streets for the Worthington Okabena Windsurfers. And then financial statements. Municipal liquor store income statement for the period of January 1st, 2023 through March 31st, 2023. General fund statement of revenue and expenditures, budget and actual for the period of January 1st, 2023 through March 31st, 2023. Fieldhouse statement of revenue and expenditures, budget and actual for the period of January 1st, 2023 through March 31st, 2023. Wilson Park statement of revenue and expenditures, budget and actual for the period of January 1st, 2023 through March 31st, 2023. Motion. Pardon me? Oh, excuse me. And the bills payable.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion is seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. On to council business. First case item.
All right, we have the second reading, the proposed ordinance to amend Title 15 of the code. This is a text amendment for City Code Chapter 97. Pursuant to the published notice that this is the time and date for the second reading of the proposed ordinance, a complete copy of the ordinance was in the April 10th council agenda. Council action is requested to give a second reading to the proposed ordinance. And Matthew, I believe this was the screening ordinance at repair garages.
I'll make a motion to second, and I'll add just for note that my dissent on the original was not so much, it wasn't at all for the amendment. It was for the items I brought up of if we're just going to pick this thing apart. That was my dissenting vote on
Enforcement
that.
part of it. Yeah.
Second.
Okay. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, the second item is building official position reclassification. As we have discussed many times in the past, all the positions within the city and the public utilities are classified for salary grade based on 9 separate factors, and then the cumulative score of those factors places the position in either one of 15 non-exempt or 12 exempt salary grades. The total score of the position factors for the building official is 650 points. This would place it either as exempt grade 4 or non-exempt grade 15. The current wage of the present building official is $38.70 per hour, which is within either of the 2 salary grades at the 650 points. The building official position has been classified exempt for a number of years. I wasn't able to go back and find out when it may have actually changed to that. As I reviewed the Fair Labor Standards Act's duty test, it raises doubts that this position qualifies as exempt or salaried. The duties test stipulates that employees must meet the criteria outlined in one of the 4 exemption categories listed below: executive, administrative, professional, or computer. And as I read the qualifications under each of those 4 duties, it's really questionable if the building official falls within meeting any of those duty requirements. So my assessment is that the building official should be classified as non-exempt, which is hourly rather than salaried exempt. Current building official agrees with this recommendation and supports the change in the classification. Staff recommends reclassifying the building official to salary grade N15 with no change in the current wages. Council action is requested.
Chad?
I just, other than having hourly versus salaried, what else changes under this agreement?
Nothing, other than
Nothing
he
will
would be subject to overtime and we've had that discussion with both the building official and his supervisor, the director of community development, that we would monitor that so as that overtime would only be used in extenuating circumstances.
Be justified, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Chad?
I guess my only, we approved using the firm that was here to go over this whole classification system and stuff. I just don't want to get too many people pumped up, excited about doing changes before we agreed to spend money to have all this stuff looked at. So
Yes, and so we actually had a Zoom meeting with that group last week. They will have a preliminary report to us in probably about 3 months. Based on what that report says, we may look at more of a thorough review of our entire compensation program with the deadline that we'd want it done in about 1 year from now, around early May of 2024, which would put us in position to budget well for the 2025 budget if that would result in significant changes. Plus, it puts us in line with our union contracts, which will terminate in December of 2024. So this is basically, from a salary wage standpoint, it's a lateral move. So it doesn't, it places him in a little higher pay category, which would benefit in the long run as he moved up higher. The top of that N15 pay grade is slightly higher than the top of the E4 pay grade, so potentially there would be a little higher pay. We're talking 20 or 30 or 40 cents an hour in some years out in the future.
yeah, my fear is just that I don't want employees to start thinking, okay, well, now I'm going to address this, and then we just said, well, we're going to have somebody look at redoing the whole thing because we understand there's some flaws, to then have us have to act on maybe multiple, and then are we going to do this or as a whole or not? I think, at some point we need to say, okay, we're committed to looking at all of it.
And
We need to say, let's wait until we hear that, until we get too many of them rolling in. I just don't want to let this lead into that.
And this is a case where it was questionable if the steps that were taken back in the past complied with current Fair Labor Standards Act. So that's what is prompting this request at this time.
Okay, any further discussion? Do we have a motion?
I move to approve as presented.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
Okay, so we've got a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Just as a note, we'll have this change aligned with a pay period
For ease.
for ease of administration by our overworked finance department.
Sure. Okay. Motion's been carried.
Do you need an amendment to that motion?
No,
Mr.
no,
Sheffield?
Al. I don't know, pay period just ended last Friday, so maybe
Good start today.
could start today, yeah.
Okay, on to Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Council at their March 27th, 2023 meeting accepted a bid from Ideal Landscaping and Design to work on the Sunset Parking Lot reconstruction project. Staff is now ready to move forward with the construction portion of this project. Short Elliott Hendrickson Incorporated, our engineers in the project, have submitted a construction services proposal to oversee the project's construction and administration. Exhibit 1 in your packet. The proposed cost for these services is estimated to be $45,436, and that's not to exceed. Staff reviewed and recommends we accept the proposal, and council action is requested. I thought that sounded a little high, so I reached out to them. The biggest, if you look into your case item, the biggest thing they got is for construction observance or with their tech, and they've got like 180 hours. But he's also our tech that's going to be on the Oxford Street project, so they think that he'll kind of do both, so there won't be as many hours. But they wanted to make sure that this was a not to exceed in case something came up. But, so
Could it be less?
it should be less. This seemed kind of high to me, and so when I reviewed it, I talked to our lead engineer on the project, and she said that was considering 30 days at 8 hours a day of construction time, and he'll be in town anyway, and I'm not paying
Same
travel.
guy,
I'm not
Troy?
paying 2 hours travel time for both projects, so, I mean, if he's here, he's here, so it won't exceed that, and I'm thinking it's gonna be far less.
Okay, any further discussion?
Hard part about approving a construction supervisory bid on this when they have that in there is whether it is a lot less or not, they have the ability to make it that, because that's what we're going to approve.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have a motion?
So move to approve the services in the amount of not to exceed $45,436.
Okay, we have a motion, second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
The second one I have is a MOU with the Vera McKinnon Group. The Worthington Municipal Liquor Store has a parking lot reconstruction project scheduled to start this spring. City staff has been in contact with Vera McKinnon requesting permission to use the parking lot at Access Family Medical Center for temporary parking while the liquor store project is being completed. Vera's legal team has written a memorandum of understanding, Exhibit 2, between the facilities at 1216 Ryans Road and the city of Worthington. This MOU outlines the legal responsibilities between both parties in case any liability issues arise. Our city has reviewed the MOU and recommends City Council approve the agreement. Council action is requested to approve the MOU as presented and allow the mayor and city clerk to sign the agreement.
Okay, any discussion, questions? Yep, Alina?
So when the liquor store parking lot is kind of out of commission then for the entrance and they have to park in a Vera's parking lot, will they have like a designated area? That way if something happens on the far end of the site, it's kind of like it's not our,
We're having signs made, and we'll have signs that say temporary parking, and we'll have signs and barricades out that say liquor store parking. We're actually putting a sidewalk across the grass area, so in case it rains or there's water or whatever, people will be able to get from one to the other. A lot of people
What's
park
that?
there now.
Yes, they
but,
do.
Yes, they do, yeah.
But we just wanted to make sure all our ducks were in a row, so when they're ready to start, that everything is legal. And we talked to Vera, or Access, and they had their legal team look at it, so everybody was good with it.
Gotta be a good neighbor.
yeah.
Do we need to note any like sunset or end dates on those at the end of?
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that, but I mean, we're anticipating 2 weeks' time to pour the parking lot, so.
I was just wondering if the city's going to be held potentially liable even after all the parking lot construction's done and whatnot for, because like was said across the table here that there's people that use that parking lot anyway, the way it is. So I
Right.
was just wondering if we,
I think to,
Once the cones and the barricades are down, then we're done.
I
Type of
think,
deal.
yeah, and I think to ward that off, we'll provide written notice to Avira that their very generous offer of allowing us to use their parking lot on a temporary basis has terminated, and that sidewalk will come out,
Yeah,
and
We have no control over people parking
Right.
here after.
but
yeah, it's just gonna be a
we'll
temporary
put them
blind.
on notice that
just
we
needed to know
yeah,
if we were.
that as of this
address it.
date, we're no longer
Authorized.
taking advantage of your generous offer to let us use your parking lot. That's a good point. We should make sure we don't get drug into something months later.
Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Okay.
Seconded.
Second. Okay, motion is second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
The Worthington City Council at their March 27th, 2023 meeting approved plans and authorized staff to advertise for bids for the snow equipment roof replacement project at the Worthington Municipal Airport. Bids for the project were open at 1 p.m. on April 19th, 2023, and there was only one bidder. Tri-State General Contracting Incorporated, it had a bid of $198,041. The estimated cost for the project was $204,968. This bid is $6,927, or 3.3 under the estimate. This project is part of a state of Minnesota aeronautics grant and will be contingent on the Worthington Municipal Airport receiving the grant. The state of Minnesota will contribute 70% of the cost for the project, with the city of Worthington being responsible for the remaining 30%. Included is the bid tabulation sheet and a letter of recommendation from our project manager. Council action is requested to accept the bid from Tri-State General Contracting Incorporated.
Elena?
I guess I just don't remember, do we have that 30% already set aside?
Yeah, we actually have been putting money away, $4,000 a year in a reserve account for flat roof replacement, because we knew this stuff like this was coming. So we have that in a separate account.
Okay.
But we won't go up ahead with it unless we receive the Worthington, the Minnesota Aeronautics grant.
Right. They've already told us that we were getting a grant for up to $250,000 to do
Just
this.
haven't seen the money
I
yet.
don't want to commit to this project and sign contracts until I actually see the grant and we sign it and turn
Good
it in.
idea.
Yep.
Good idea.
Is there a timeline on that?
The grant has to be written and signed by July 1st.
Okay.
And then we have up to 4 years to complete the project, but we're planning on having it done we need to have it done by this fall. So, yeah. But
How long is Tri-State General Contracting's bid good for?
I guess I don't know that, but
And if there's
I'm going to tell them that we've accepted it tonight, and then, we're just waiting for the grant, so. And I'm 99.9% sure we're gonna get it. So I talked to the guy about it, and we've already got a portion of it. We've already got the grant written. For the design portion, we're just waiting for the amendment for the construction portion, so,
They're on task with our timeline then as well?
yeah. Yep.
Any other discussion, questions? Otherwise,
I'll move to approve.
okay.
Second.
Motion is seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
Okay, on to community development.
Thank you, Mayor. So I just have one item here. This is a professional services agreement for our comprehensive plan. So in late January, we released the RFP seeking proposals from consulting firms. We received 7 proposals, eventually interviewed 3, and then selected SRF Consulting Group as a finalist. We thought they were the best fit for this project in Worthington here, and they're certainly very capable of meeting all of our expectations there. Since that time, staff has worked with SRF to finalize the scope of work. And shown in Exhibit 1 is the professional services agreement, the scope of work, the fee schedule, and the initial proposal. The Total cost is $116,023.75. This is a little bit over budget. We presently have $100,000 budgeted. Mainly the difference in the scope of work was switching a few things to in-person, which added some travel expenses, meals, that kind of thing for them. So with that, staff is requesting that council approve the agreement in Exhibit 1.
Questions, council?
I just want to add, when we were reviewing these proposals and looking at the various budgets, and we had arbitrarily established a $100,000 budget, our position was we want a high-quality product, and it's something that's going to be in place, hopefully not 20 years. We'll renew it or redo it before, in the next probably 10 to 12 years. And so spreading that initial cost over that long period of time, we're interested more in the quality of the product rather than, a little bit of additional cost to it.
And they're assuring that it'll be customized to the city of Worthington and not a cookie cutter
That, yes.
presentation.
I think we actually had a good response. We had 7 proposals of that. How many did we shortlist? 3?
We interviewed 3.
We interviewed 3,
Yep.
and had, lengthy interview sessions with 3 of the firms, and I think we were all in agreement that SRF had not only the best proposal, but the approach that we thought fit Worthington the best for what we're hoping to accomplish.
Yeah, they had a good list of cities and counties that they.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was us 3 and GU, with 4 of us on the interview panel, and I think universally we had the same opinion on all 3 of the firms that we
Nice.
interviewed. So
Yeah, we felt like if they didn't really do their research on Worthington and they didn't have an understanding of what we were looking for, it was pretty obvious, and then we rejected the proposal right away if it seemed cookie cutter. So,
Chad?
I will say in looking through their proposal and stuff if you looked at the list of the cities and counties that they have done comp plans for in the past 2-3 years, I think they had things listed. I was really impressed with the meeting engagement, the public input, and the stuff that they did with a few of the cities, and I feel like they were comparable size-wise and that to us to allow for the uniqueness of our community to be represented. So I was impressed with that.
Okay, any further questions, discussion?
When is their timeline?
we'll start in May.
Okay.
I'm meeting with their project manager or talking with her this next week to finalize the start date and everything. So, and then right now we're still working on confirming a steering committee, so we're ready to go.
We have a short window through the summer because we have what they call pop-up events where we'll have a combination of our staff and their staff at different events so we can do in-person interviews, and we've identified 3, 4, 5 different community events, almost all of which are in the summer. So that's our deadline to get these pop-up events taken care of. So we'll be.
I seen they had a schematic here, for their target on some of the meetings and stuff. Yeah.
So we'll have. We'll kick that off here in June when these celebrations and events begin.
Okay. Any further discussion? Otherwise, we have a motion.
I move to approve.
Okay. Motion and a second. Second. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, thank you all.
Okay. Council committee reports. The only thing I've got is, if everybody's interested, Friday morning at 10 o'clock at Memorial Auditorium, they have an Arbor Day proclamation. And they're going to plant a tree from 10 to 11. That's all I have.
I don't have anything.
Okay, Amy?
We had a Studio 3 meeting, formerly known as Cable 3, on Friday. Looking forward to working with Christina Adame. She met with the Studio 3 group this morning again, and I think we have a great person working for the city of Worthington there, so excited to work with her. And then question about Aquatic Center, are we still planning on Memorial Day opening on that one?
Yep.
I've been,
It will be open Memorial Day.
nice. Thank you.
Chris?
No report.
Okay. Elena?
No report.
Chad?
I have nothing.
Okay. Steve?
Just update on the Butcher Station project. We had an asbestos review done on the building. That came back with no asbestos found. I've had the request for quotes for demolition. Waiting for that. So this week Mindy and I will work on getting that advertised, and we'll get the quotes for demoing the buildings. I think our public works staff is going to take care of some tree trimming, and so we'll get that moving forward. In several weeks, we'll have quotes for council to consider for the demolition.
All right. If that's it, a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Same sign. Motion carried.